It is time for game number 4. DragOn versus Julia on Polaris Rhapsody. DragOn staving off the 3-0, taking game number 3. It'd be pretty awesome if he makes the reverse 3-2 sweep. Although, it'll be difficult, of course. Julia doing some interesting things. But, Julia has been doing a very similar style in the last 3 games. Or 2 games? Last 2 games. The first game was just silly. With the Ling run around in the back door. But in games 2 and 3, he went for... he didn't go for the fast fire. He went for the fast lurker... Well, I don't want to say fast lurker drops, but he went like fast Hydroden into lurker drops. Not that fast, but without a spire. So, you know, he hustled towards the lurker drops, shall we say. So if DragOn can kind of pick up on that, and I mean, he has been doing a fairly good job so far, you know, getting a pretty good robo timing to deal with the faster lurkers, and you know, when he scouts that out with his Corsairs. But I don't know, maybe he can think of some kind of crazy counter, or maybe you know, instead of just going for the obs, he can get fast Reavers and do some Sarah Reaver shenanigans. I'm not really sure. But yeah, hopefully he'll think about something like that. And Polaris Rhapsody is also going to provide some interesting things here because, of course, the base layout on Polaris is, again, not so standard. The closed spaces to you are mineral onlys, but there's a double gas in the bottom left and the top right corner of the map. I'm not sure if you can quite see it on the screen there. So the Zerg does love to get those corner bases for the double gas. We've seen in the games in TLS so far that also is quite vulnerable. It is a fairly open base. Means that, you know, a fast +1 Zealot attack or something can just snipe that base relatively easily. So that's another thing to be aware of. But yeah, so let's go into the game and find out what these players do. Here we go. Here we go in game number 4. At the bottom right as the Purple Protoss, we have Dragon Pain. And at the top left as the Teal Zerg, we have Julia. He's up 2-1 in the series. Still needs one more game to close it out. But he is not quite there yet. Now, of course, Polaris Rhapsody also, I should mention, is where we've seen a couple of silly games with in-base proxy hatches and gates, because of course you do have this big open space at the top of your main that actually is not in the normal path that your worker takes to get to the ramp. So we saw Zaraki proxy hatch twice here. We saw, I believe, Ram's proxy gate terror there. And we saw on this map Julia off-race as Protoss and beat Oxzerg on this map. Now he is just playing Zerg here, but I'm sure he has some fond memories of that. So, yeah, let's see what DragOn can do. Now, it all starts with the wall, of course. That seems like a good pylon position to me. Not really blocking anything, gives you nice coverage of all this gap. Good to go. And he's gonna go scout out. Now, of course, we're on a 2-player map, so isn't gonna be any doubt about your opponent's position. No need to worry about not scouting a 9 pull on time. You should know exactly what's gonna happen. And it looks like Julia going for the overpull again. I think he's gone for overpull every single game so far, so he's gonna stick to that opening. And that's absolutely fine. It's a pretty safe thing to do. So yeah, in the meantime, gonna get those drones. Probably gonna try and expand. Probably gonna get pro blocked, and probably not going to worry about it too much. Look at that, predicting the future like a boss. I guess that's sort of my job, isn't it, as a caster? You know, that's interesting. You know, casters, I mean, we're kind of like fortune tellers, right? I mean, we're like fortune tellers for the game. We're supposed to predict the future. Huh. On the other hand, that kind of makes, you know, my job seem like a scam, because, I mean, not that I have anything against fortune tellers personally, but they're all kind of scams, right? So, it's all a lie, ladies and gentlemen. Wow, that is some nice drone blocking. Whoa, nice. This isn't quite blocking completely, but hey, what are you gonna do? So Anyways, 2 cannons. Curious. Is that needed? Possibly. 6 things were produced, but not all at once. And one of them is going to chase the probe. But I guess DragOn wants to be safe. You would not want to be knocked out of TLS by losing to Zerglings without having cannons. That's just a horrible way to go. It has happened in the past. In fact, WCS spoiler alert, if you did not watch... Well, if you didn't watch yesterday's games, don't listen for 30 seconds. Alright, you've been warned. That's actually how Naniwa lost in WCS yesterday. It was so sad. I stayed up late to watch his match, and then he got knocked out by going Nexus first against Pool first, so that was horrible. Anyway, I was much sad. So, so you have the gas, we got the probe, we got the 3rd hatch at the natural. Again, Julia, again, doing this, not going for another base. Now, it's a little bit different on Polaris because you don't, have another natural to take, but curious. I mean, that almost certainly means he's again going for the fast den with the lair, going for fast lurker, something or other. Now, there are some interesting places to drop. You can kind of elevator lurkers in over the edge over here. You can kind of slow drop them over here if you want from this expo at the 3. It's got a few places. You can in fact even lift them over the back, into the back of the main, behind the natural and into the main. There's a few places you can do it on this map. In fact, there's more than I realized. So that could be quite good. Somebody in chat is saying Noni is on Icy Cup. Man, if you guys are just messing with me, I'm just gonna ban everybody. I don't even care. If that's a lie, I am banning everybody. Everybody. Alright? Don't think I won't. But if that's true, I'm gonna be very happy. Uh-oh! Uh-oh! Hydra Bust! Hydra Bust! Julia. Julia, he's gonna get scouted though, surely. Surely thou shalt be scouted. Alright, so we got a scouted 3-hatch Hydra coming in. Interesting. So, solution here is to make like 5 cannons and then you'll be fine. Conversely, Julia could be like, play the Mega Mind Games. Wow, he's saving Larva too, look at that. Nah, he is going for it. See, Julia though could just make like 6 Hydras, pretend like he's going for the bust, force a lot of cannons, but not actually go for the bust and just expand. Just use the range Hydras, pick off these 2 buildings, contain the Protoss a little bit, and then just expand and make a bunch of drones. Awesome. Alright, someone's linking me to a profile with the ID Noni, but that clearly could just be anybody. Like Draw, like Acer Scarlet is top 10 on ladder, but I'm pretty sure that's Draw. I have no evidence of that being the case, but I'm pretty, my gut instinct tells me that's Draw. And I'm pretty sure it is. Anyway, we do have a lair. You see, he's not committed to an all-in Hydra bust. You see, he made like 3 Hydras, and he's gonna try and force as many cannons as possible, freak out the Protoss, and not actually commit. But there's actually enough Zealots to just poke out here, and as soon as DragOn sees that there aren't actually that many units coming in, he should know he doesn't need all these cannons. He can probably cancel one. Actually, maybe he can let them finish, but he should definitely not build any more than this. Definitely should not build any more cannons. So, whoop, whoop, whoop. Anyway, it's like Overlord number 1 falling. Of course, because the probe initially scouted everything he needed to already, so he doesn't really care about sending that first Overlord ASAPly. You can see he's not freaking out and building extra cannons. Julia did force out 3 extra cannons, but I think that's fine because he did make, a few Hydras and Lings and things, and delayed his 3rd base by quite a bit. So I think, ooh, oh no, that's a Zergling. I thought that was an Overlord. Okay. Yeah, I think everything is justified for both players here. Ah, that's not justified. That is not justified. Come on, no, DragOn, bro. I was just telling people how you're awesome, and now you're being not awesome. Man, why you gotta do that to me? Oh, man, dude. Oh, dude, come on, man. Don't be like that. No, please. Okay, that's good. Cancel this one too, please. And that as well. That's a pylon. That's probably fine, but just cancel it anyway. Just please. Now some people might be saying, oh, well, Sail, clearly, DragOn can't see everything like you can. Yes, but game sense, man. Game sense. Definitely should sense that's not a real bust. Doesn't need the cannon. Maybe... Well, he does actually only now have the additional gateways. Maybe he just didn't feel safe. Okay, if he just built that one, I could let it slide. I don't think he needed to. So, anyway, looks like the Lurker's on the way. We got the Overlord's speed. Got Lings checking out potential Protoss expansions. Notice he's put Lings only at the gas bases, not at the mineral onlys, which are closer. So this inside mineral only and this 6 o'clock. Interesting choice there. I suppose the gas ones are more important. Potentially hidden bases. But yeah, it looks like after that initial bit of pressure, both players just gonna chill for a little bit. So we once again have the relatively quick Robo, gonna get those obs out ASAPly. Doesn't want to get Lurker contained too badly here. And ooh, it's like got a phone call intermission. 3 larva, don't do it, don't do it. Ah, 3 larva. Oh, he's supply blocked, that's why. And we've got the move out into immediately run back. That seems good. He's gonna bait 1 Ling into the cannon. That's good. He's not. Oh my god, why is he not getting +1? Wait a minute, did he cancel +1? I thought he was getting it. I could have sworn I saw +1 in that forge before. I don't know why it's not getting, but he really needs to get this at some point. I mean, he's gonna lose the forge now, so he should probably rebuild the forge and get it because. Man, you cannot be behind Zerg in upgrades in PvZ. That's just bad. That's gonna be catastrophic. You know, if you take too many engagements behind on upgrades. Anyway, it looks like he is now moderately Lurker contained, but he does have 6 gateways in his main, so that's useful. Ooh, looks like getting a Storm Cannon combo to kill a couple of units. It's quite nice. What is the breakout strategy though? No goon range yet. That's going to be vital to the breakout strategy. He actually doesn't have any dragoons, period. In the meantime, looks like more dudes coming over to Julia's 3rd. He's got his 5th hatchery. He's finally getting his Spire, possibly for some kind of Muto switch. And also, look at these. He's getting melee attack and Carapace instead of range attack and Carapace, which means he's probably going to go for more of a late game focus here. And this Lurker contain is more just a stepping stone for him to get to Hive. Because if he really was going to commit to a heavy Lurker Lurker Hydra force, I really feel he would have got the ranged attack upgrade, unless I'm just completely missing something. The melee attack usually means you're thinking about the late game Ultra Ling composition. That's not to say that the Hydra Lurker attack is not going to be scary. It's still going to be a pain in the butt for the Protoss to break out of this if he keeps reinforcing. But it just means that Julia isn't completely committed to this contain like some Zergs might be. Oh, looks like gonna have a bit of a miscontrol here. Otherwise things going fine. Looks like additional gateways going up for DragOn. Really needs that 8 gateway pump to solidly break out of this. But again, it's not a really severe contain. You can see there's only like 4 Lurkers here anyway, and some of them are damaged. Now, I don't see a Hive start or Queen's Nest starting just yet, but I would expect one before too long here. You can see he's not spending all of his gas even for Lurkers. Oh, just as I say that, he uses some more of his gas. So, oh, looks like +1 finally on the way. Ooh, nice ob snipe. Wow, the double ob snipe. Le double ob snipe, but there's a 3rd one in the back. Now these cannons, by the way, are actually hurting DragOn more than they're helping now, I think. They're really blocking him from getting good positions with his goons and pushing out. But he is going to start making some headway. You can see, so this is a good contained breaking technique. Unless he loses the obs, in which case it's not the best, but, you know, still okay. The point is that the way you want to break these contains is not just A-move everything. You want to use Dragoons to snipe the Lurkers and use the Templars to protect Goons against Hydras and Lings. And then try and break out as efficiently as possible. Because if you just A-move everything, your Zealots, being the fast units, will run into Lurker fire and get absolutely obliterated. Impaled, if you will. And then the rest of your army just doesn't have enough support and can't break through anyway. Anyway, we have a good breakout here. It looks like he might make it through, actually, just with the Goon Templar combo. He didn't even have any Zealots here. It's just like he's presumably just holding some back. So he doesn't actually have that many Zealots, period. So there's the Contain Broken, and actually DragOn has a gigantic supply lead, 143 against 77. I don't know why he's that far ahead in supply. Julius seems to have actually committed more to this Contain than I thought. He's got the Queen's Nest. He doesn't have enough. Okay, no, he's just now started his Hive. But you can see he's got the +1 Carapace, but he's also got the melee attack upgrade, which isn't helping much because he doesn't have many units that have a melee attack. He's got primarily Hydras and Lurkers, and now the Contain's broken. It's difficult for him to transition comfortably into that super late game composition. He's got to keep making these Hydra Lurks now to defend. But it looks like DragOn is actually not going to press the issue too much. He's getting his mineral only base. Looks like maybe he can attack along the left side. Yep, this is interesting. So he can expand along the attack path here as he goes to pressure this 9 o'clock base. And here we go. But there is a Lurker field here in position to defend this. However, DragOn has a lot of units here. 143 to 93. Here he goes. He's got to be careful. The Zealots are going in front a little bit. They're taking a lot of Lurker fire. But where are the storms? Oh my god, 2 of the objects sniped. There's still 1 observer. He's got to be careful with the observers. Nice storm on the Hydralisks. He's going through. Does he have enough stuff to break through here? It looks like DragOn might take this to a game 5 here if he can kill the army and take the 9 o'clock base. But the last observer falls. No, there's one more. There's one more observer, but it looks like he's got only a single storm left. So it's difficult for him to continue even though there's no units remaining. He doesn't know how much stuff is left behind for Julia. He doesn't want to overcommit with the army. He's going to snipe the last Lurker. The Lings are going in. It looks like DragOn playing very carefully, and this is correct. You can see he's got no storms left in the army. I think he can still move through. I think he might still commit here, but he's just got to be very careful because this army could get trapped in this space. He doesn't have storms to bail him out if there's an overwhelming Zerg force in there. It looks like, oh man, those Lurkers impaling, skewering, whatever they do. A bunch of Dragoons. That's actually not something you see very often. Dragoons with a range often don't get mauled by the Lurkers like that. But here we go, and look at this, expanding along the same path that his army is pressuring, so he's defending his expansions at the same time while he's attacking the Zerg, getting the double gas base. If that goes up, Julia's going to be in big trouble. Julia trying to get the double gas himself, but here we go, the Protoss army is moving into the 9 o'clock. Is it enough? It looks like it might just be enough here, even with the lack of side storms. Just the brute force of the Zealot Archon Goon could be enough. One-Eye Templar coming in with 1 storm as well to storm these Hydras as they come in the funnel to defend the base. And Julia has left the game. DragOn's done it. He's made it to game 5. Ladies and gentlemen, we are going to see a deciding game 5 on Fighting Spirit. DragOn going down 0-2 has pulled it back to even 2-2. And we're going to game 5. I am so pumped for this. This is what I'm talking about. I said at the beginning of the day, this I expect it to be possibly one of the closest matchups, if not the closest match of the round of 8, and it is not disappointing so far. Even though it looked for a second like DragOn might just go down without a fight, he is coming back. So it is all or nothing on Fighting Spirit. Ladies and gentlemen, we are going to an ad break, and then we'll be back for the deciding game. Who's advancing to the semifinals? Will Julia make a repeat appearance in the round of 4, or will DragOn make it through for the first time? Don't go anywhere.